I'm not dead. So yeah, no, I thought I had to kind of jump on here and just let you all know what basically what I've been up to for the last few months and why I've been so quiet as regards to the trading. Yeah, so I'll jump straight into it, just thinking then. So basically, I've got to a point in my trading where I couldn't really go any further. I was only making small profit on small accounts, and it's just like it weren't worth it. So I just, I want to do this as a profession. I want to do it as a career. So for me, I had to kind of go to the next level on my journey, which obviously meant I needed more capital to make to basically do it full time. So if I can do it full time, obviously I need the bigger capital because I need to kind of make what I earn now. If you don't know, I am an electrician, obviously in the UK. We do get paid, really, it's quite a well-paid job. So yeah, obviously for me, I needed to make sure that I'm covering at least what I make as an electrician. But with say, I use in my head, I always think 10k was enough to make me a full-time trader. So having a 10k trading account could be putting out, one lots, but that's not the right way to trade. It's very risky. You need, a good, 30k more than that, I'd say at least. So yeah, also basically from that point on, I started looking into proprietary trading, which is where you can get funded. So what I was looking for was obviously a company that suits what I need. So yeah, I've basically been doing an assessment for the last few months, and I'm delighted to say that last week, was it last Monday, I actually passed it. And then I actually received my funded account yesterday, well, last night. So now I've received it. Obviously, I thought I'd do the video and let you all know how it's gone and what my plans are. So yeah, basically the challenge itself, the assessment, is in two parts. So as well, this is something that not a lot of people pass. It's like quite a small pass rate. A lot of people seem to fail it. Now, I'll be honest, no, my hands up, I failed my first one. But that was kind of, I wasn't used to handling big capital. So what it is obviously when you're going from small in, micro lots to, going to standard lots, it's a big jump. So obviously micro lots, you're only seeing like say 0.0s to 0.1s or 0.2, 0.3s. And then the standards, obviously the big boys are £10 per lots. So yeah, I kind of jumped straight into it and didn't think about the psychological part of what trading does to you if you going from that kind of money to that, which like in life as anything, it's kind of any substantial amount. Like you think of a young footballer who goes from 20 grand a week to 120 grand a week, and people scrutinize his lifestyle choice and stuff straight away. Obviously same applies to trading. When you're going from seeing a smaller amount of money to a big, you've got to try and like mentally keep level-headed. So obviously I went from that to that. So my first challenge was there's like barriers. So I've been doing the 50k basically, 50k challenge. It's in US dollars as well. I just want to clarify because people get, if I could, basically I get paid in pounds, but I just sat the US dollar one. I don't think the pound one was available at the time. So yeah, when you have like barriers so the first challenge that you've got to do is you need to be 10% profit in 20 trading days. Well, a month basically. You've got a month to do, be profitable. You've got to wait 10% profit. You can't lose more than 5% in a day. And you can't lose 10% overall in a month or you fail it. So the first, obviously I'm going back to my first time. I actually very nearly passed it. I'm going to share my journey with you actually. So I very nearly passed it. I think it was about $1,200 or $800. I think it was $800 actually. It's $800 off passing. And my average trades were like 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risk reward. So I think my losses were around $500, but my gains would be around $1,200 to $1,500. And there was one trade that I was confident. I was like, in my head, I played it all out in the morning. I can't remember if it was GBP CHF, something like that. And I played it all out in my head in the morning, and it was like, I kind of knew that like in my head, it was like I knew I was going to pass. That's what I felt because I was on such a good roll. And then for whatever, obviously I've got my breakfast, gone to work, and then when I checked my chart at about, well, I set a load of notifications, like alerts on my chart to kind of say like this is when you've passed. And then it got to like say 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I placed trade at like 6:30 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and like my alerts hadn't gone off. So I was thinking, I wonder what's going on. So what I did was I kind of checked back to my chart, and I was actually like, I think that's for, no, sorry, that was for a 25k challenge. Sorry, I'm getting crossed here. So this one was for a 25k challenge. And so, like I say, I think I'd still need about 800, but my maximum loss was, sorry, my maximum daily loss, I think was 1250. Yeah, I think it is 1250. And when I checked my phone, I was actually in the red. This trade had gone completely the wrong way, and I didn't put a stop loss on. But that's not me saying don't put, that's just an accident. Like, I've never actually, I always use a stop loss, always. But I just think because I got so caught in the moment, I just didn't put one on. It was like I was just too overconfident, but I can't remember if I forgot to put it on or I just didn't. So anyway, yeah, I checked my chart and I failed. I'd obviously gone away. I did my daily. I had to close it out because I thought I can't risk it. In my head, I thought I might have just got away with it, but when I closed out, I was over my 1250, max limit. So yeah, that was my first attempt. So I was devastated, but at the same time, I kind of knew, it's my own fault. It was a mistake more than I can't trade. Do you know what I mean? And obviously I know I can trade. I've been doing it for 3 years. I am profitable. That's the main thing. But yeah, no, it was just a mistake. And that's a bit that that kind of fired me on a little bit, it spurred me on, but I thought instead of just jumping straight back onto it, I thought, right, I'm going to take a good month off. And that's what I did. I took a month off from obviously going straight back onto it. Took a month off, but I was still obviously watching the charts, still, just playing things out. And then, I thought, right, I felt ready. So I think, again, then I sat to do, so that time I was 25k. I thought this time I'm going 50k because I had a bit of extra spare money and stuff. Thought I'll go 50k. Obviously, it's more money to do, but I thought I can do this. So the 50k one got off to it was just a breeze. So I had to make $5,000 in a month. I actually made it in 6 days. So that's just I was just on a mission. When I was trading, my strategy and things, I was just going in so hard on it. It was like I was a man on a mission, basically. I just had to pass it. I felt like there was nothing stopping me. You could have put Virgil van Dijk in front of me. I was going to get past him. There was no one who was stopping me. So yeah, I passed it after 6 days, and I was, it felt like it was like a big weight off my shoulders because what I'm going to tell you is now, again, it's all psychological. So the first part is actually the hardest part. The challenge is the first part. So you need 10% profit, and you can't lose more than 5% in a day. You can't lose 10% over a month. The second part, you actually only need 5% profit, and you will still have a 10% loss margin. So really, it's a lot easier, but psychologically, you tell yourself that in your head, and it did not work out that way. So basically, I'm going to just tell you my story now. So the second part started, and obviously, again, coming off the back of the challenge, was in great mindset, thinking I'm going to smash this within. If I've done the challenge in 6 days, I can smash the verification part in just same amount of time. Obviously, realistically, I thought I probably won't, but I thought I'll take my time. But I halved me risk. So I think on the first one, I was doing 1% risk of trade. But because this one as well, the timescale's longer actually. So again, it's easier. Timescale's an extra month, I think. I was doing, so I halved my risk to 0.5% per trade, which on average gives you 20 trades from your first start. I'd have to lose 20 trades to fail it. Whereas if I was doing 1%, I'd have to lose 10. So yeah, I was doing 0.5 risk. And again, it started bad, didn't really start good. And then obviously I started getting a big dip. And then halfway, I think after a month, I was like probably $2,000 off the final loss margin. So, which was probably safe. I was 4% off maybe. So I had like 4% spare for a month on my last loss margin, and I had to kind of recoup to get into the positive again. So anyway, I got back in the plus after a bit of grinding, some good trades. I think it was Euro NZD selling, Euro AUD sell. It took me back over break even with a month to go, or 3 weeks to go. And then once I got back over break even, I obviously only needed $2,500, 5%. So I think I was actually 1% up. I was definitely I was nearly 2% up, and I needed another 3%. But then all of a sudden, the US elections started. Well, it was like at the crunch point, but I'd not really taken into account the fundamental side. I'd mainly just taken into account the just obviously technical based, but then obviously Brexit and COVID, so obviously lockdowns and stuff. The market volatility was through the roof. Like, it was just not a nice time to trade. So yeah, so I just kind of hit the second month a very difficult time in the markets, and my trading was just, it was probably the worst I've actually traded in a long time. I was just kind of getting FOMO, fear of missing out, and I was also kind of, I was over trading, 100% over trading, and I was doing daft stuff, trying like not sticking to my strategy and my rules, just altering, trying to find in a way just to get me through it. And then, yeah, so the time, basically, the last few weeks, it got even worse. So obviously, like I say, because I risked, the good thing about, even though, well, it's not necessarily good, but the reason I passed it is because I was risking well. Even though I was losing a lot of trades, I was still risking well. So the losses were only ticking me down slightly. Even though there was a lot of them, I was only ticking down slightly. But then it got to crunch time, basically. And I got to a week to go, which was obviously not basically last week. And then on the Friday, I did concede defeat. I'm going to be honest, I did kind of think that's it. No coming back from this. This is like, you're talking, it was just a mountain to climb. I just thought there's no way I'm coming back. So, and then I got on the charts on the Friday night, Saturday, and I was just trying to find me one. I knew how much margin I had left. I knew the chances of me passing were very low. But if I found one trade that could probably get me 100 pips over the week, because that's kind of how I trade 50 to 100 pip TPs. I'm not like someone who trades 20, 25 pips. I'm in there for 50, 20. If it goes up, say 50, 50 odd pips and comes back and break even, that's just how I trade. I take it on the chin. But yeah, I needed that one perfect setup, and I would dug deep into the markets, and I found a setup which was a GJ long. As well, the pound had been super strong for the previous couple of weeks, as negotiations for Brexit and things like that was saying that the positive, that there's a deal imminent. But then all of a sudden, on Monday, like the pound just wasn't strong, but GJ kind of was giving me the indication it was holding. So I thought, right, this is it now. Now or never on GJ. I planned it out exactly what I needed from that trade, what lot size. Obviously, I only had 4. I think I had 4, or was it 6? No, I think I just had over 1% remaining on my loss margin. So I had like $600 of it remaining. And like I said, I was in big risk. I think I was in about 2% risk. So that's, for me, I never do that. I'm always 1% or below. So if I had a losses trade, no matter what, I'd have failed. If, say, for instance, a trade had gone up and then hit me break even, I would have failed. So I think I required 115 pips with 4 days to go. Because 5 days to go. I don't know if it would have ended on the Friday. It was due to end on the 27th, which was a Friday, but I don't know if that would have actually ended on the Thursday night. Do you know what I mean? So in my head, I was like, I've got till Thursday. If this trade is not done by Thursday, it's over. And then Monday, so I was in work, obviously, and not a lot got done. If my supervisor ever sees this, he knows. I got a bollocking. So yeah, I was watching. Yeah, I was tuned into the markets. I needed the perfect entry. It was literally like on Armageddon when he's got to detonate the bomb at the bang on that time. That's exactly what it was like. So the time slot was, fine details. I was tuned in, like so tuned. I've never been as focused in my life watching price, because if I got in too early and I went into drawdown, I'd have failed 100%. If I got in too late, I wouldn't have got enough pips out of it to pass me. So yeah, I was watching it, and then obviously the price action was just. I thought, right, this is it. This is where GJ takes off. So I entered, and within 15 minutes of entering, I think it shot a good 30 or 40 pips, and that for me was good. Then it also helped me bit of clear mind. I put my trade at risk free, so then I knew at risk free, this is it now. I kind of need the market to just do its thing, continue with the trend, and yeah. So Monday I placed it. We kind of hit a bit of resistance support, like a bit of an area over for say on that day for about 4 hours from say 12 till 4, and then at about 5 or 6 o'clock we managed to break through that, and it went up another 20 or 30 pips. And then on the Tuesday at about 3 p.m. My phone pinged saying obviously it was coming to it, and I think I needed 6.5 grand. So that's how much I was needed. I needed 6.5 grand from that trade. So yeah, I was literally in at 5,900 when my alert went off. So then the market just kept going. I think I had 139,800 or 13982. Yeah, 13982 is where I needed to take the profit. So, and I was watching it, got to 13982, and I closed out. But obviously, closing out, I thought it could have bit of, spread or whatever, it might have dropped. And when I closed out, I think it was like £50 or £40 over what I actually needed. So it was like 2,554 or something like that. And yeah, that was it. Like I was in a cabin at work, great, well, not screaming, but like fist pumping to myself. No one was around, a little cheeky look. But yeah, the achievement and the weight off my shoulders was just huge. Like something I've wanted for a long time, and I know what it can bring to me, having that kind of money, the kind of figures I can probably pull a month. Because I know on average, the last 9 months I pulled 5 to 10% on average. I've had the odd month where it's like closer to 20%. So, 20%, if I got a 20% month with that kind of capital, it'd be, like, it's a bit life-changing. So I'm going from earning good money, but the trading journey can make me earn a lot more money, and there's also a lot more different paths for me to take. So yeah, no, it's something I'm super hyped about. Family still, even after 3 years, my family and they still don't understand it. They think, oh, is it safe? Is it But one day, hopefully, they'll understand. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to build something here. So yeah, just what I thought I'd share my story. I hope you kind of feel it, like for some of you as well who've constantly like stuck by me a little bit as well for the last year or two. Because there's a good handful, like, dozen of people who are constantly messaging me all the time. It feels good. I'm hoping, like I say, I want to kind of grow the community as much as I can. If I can get 100, if I can get 100 members by this time next year, I'll be super happy with that. Also, like I say, I'm trying to start growing True North Trading to the next level. So January 2020 community launch, that'll be a subscription based. Be a reasonable price, but at the end of the day, it can make you money. So, for me, it's a no-brainer. If you've got money and you're looking to get into trading, it's just a no-brainer. It's basically, you're going to be getting handouts to how to make money on the financial markets. What more do you want? And then there'll be, obviously, for people who obviously want to take the trading to the next level. Obviously, I've got my own strategies and things like that I use, and as well as an industry, it's a business. So obviously, I've spent a lot of money learning how to trade. I've not had no mentor to like guide me through it. I've had to kind of self-teach myself, doing numerous courses which always repeat. They're always the same. So I've taken courses that basically aren't. They've always been the same. There's only, say, one person who has been a good person for me. But obviously I'm not going to shout them out because I can teach you what they teach. But yeah, no, it's definitely it's something that I'm looking forward to, because obviously the thing with FX, right, and trading in general, not just FX, because you can trade anything. There's the beginner stage. If you're a beginner, you're gonna have to do something to get yourself to the next stage. But I think the most difficult part of being an FX trader is the next stage. So when you're at the next stage is like, say, intermediate level to advanced. That's the part that I think, messes with you mentally. I think it's a part that it's more difficult to come out of. So people who are starting in FX and that, they'll take loss in that, but they're not bothered. It's the people who've been doing it for longer and have seen no progression. So when you see no progression, there's, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Why are you carrying on? But I know why, because I'm the same. There was a why all the time. My why is because I knew there's people out there have made a lot of wealth from trading, and I thought that's the perfect opportunity for me to, what more can you see when there's real people out there that have come from nothing and they've succeeded. Trading has been around for hundreds of years. I think I can't remember. It's been around a long time. It's only because of now it's becoming more accessible that we actually, we're seeing it more in day-to-day life. You're seeing it. Like, I was watching TV the other day and I actually seen an advert to relate to FX in terms of basically people are going to be buying and selling your money when it gets to certain rates and stuff. And I was thinking, that's the first time I've ever seen FX on anything FX related anyway, by these, gurus and stuff on Rich Kids Go Skin and Homeless. Don't ever listen to them. They're absolutely, if you give your money to them, you might as well go outside and put it down the drain, because those people on Instagram, Lambos, Rollies, designer clubber, 9 times out of 10, they do not have a clue what they're doing. They're literally making money off you from packages. So, for instance, brokers will make you sign up to a certain broker, which they'll take commission off what lots you place in. They'll also get, like I say, £300 sign-up fee. So if you're ever trying to I banged on about this. I don't know if I put it on True North, but on my own personal, because if you see people with that kind of lifestyle, right, but they're not spending 10 hours a day behind the screen, even longer, 12 hours a day. I'm sometimes behind the screen a long time. Spending, not just necessarily watching a pair, but do you know what I mean? You can tell when someone's dedicated to a profession. People who are cutting about in supercars and all that stuff at a young age anyway, and they've got no background of, they've not got like an established company. Don't literally save your money, invest in something proper. Because like I say, it's just, I don't know what the word is, but it's just kind of wrong and a scam. So yeah, like I say, I could bang on all day about those kind of people. There's not worse than them. The industry's tarnished because of them, which makes it hard for people like myself and other people out there who genuinely dedicate their lives to trading. So yeah, that's a little rant about that part. So we'll get off that. We'll just keep it positive. We want it positive. So yeah, no, I'm happy with everything at the moment. Life's good. A little girl in August. She's another part of the why. My first one of why I wanted to be a professional trader, so I can spend more time with her, live life on my own terms. So yeah, no, it's been really good. And like I say, the next January, I'm so excited for January. I've already started planning for an office. Spoke to a couple of places already, so I'm looking to get in an office in January. Obviously, when I can get there, I can really, like, the course content that I'm going to be bringing out. Like, it's not going to just be a basic FX course. Like, it's going to be so much more. I can basically just get straight into it with people, no messing about. So yeah, this is kind of the first time you've seen me this is like me, True North Trading. So yeah, I'm not going to say my name's True North Trading, but the brand is me. My name's Corey, if you don't know. So yeah, if you've seen this video, I'm pretty glad, because it means you're probably part of the community. So it's kind of dragged on a little bit, so I'm going to let it go. But yeah, no, it's been a good few months, and now we're only going to keep improving and definitely taking your trading as well as mine to an even better level. So yeah, definitely drop us a message if you require any help. You're interested in, the community coming, and I'll kind of give you further details.